Good evening. So what we're doing here is we have a toilet. Get this down on here. And as is the norm for many of these toilets, is this pedal right here was no longer moving the flange, opening and closing that. So it was just basically spinning free. So if you've ever done a regular toilet, or even if you haven't, we'll make this pretty self-explanatory. You strip this down to these bolts. These bolts, this is how this goes on here. So this is the front of the toilet, okay? And you have these holes underneath each side. And those are what are holding this pedestal base on. So I just wanted to show that real quick. We're going to go ahead and do the install of the new one. Oh, we're still leaking a little bit of water there. Let's get this line back up now. Make sure your guys are locked in well. Got one side in. Get this other side lined up here. Okay, now we got both sides lined up. You can use the existing bolts, or the new kit will probably come with new bolts for this, so it's totally up to you. Not want to grab. I grab an old bolt. Grab the wrong side. There we go. Having the right size nut helps. So before you tighten down all the way, you see where this existing hose was? I'm not lined up right now. They had this toilet canted a little bit for leg space in this RV. So you're gonna want to make sure that you have that angle right, because you tighten everything down. I still need to go a little bit more. There we go, that's where I want to be. You just want to make sure that your existing hose is going to reach there. Plus, keeping it canted, if you get everything bolted down, then all of a sudden you're like, oh, a little crowded on the toilet. So now we got it exactly where we want it. Right here, now that we've got the toilet positioned correctly, go ahead and start to tighten this down. You could add caulking at the base if you'd like, either before or after you've got it tightened down. Considering these things break so often, it doesn't seem to be something that would be necessary, but some people like the extra precaution. And you should go ahead and flush your tank before you do this, because you might have some foul smells if you don't. These are all plastic pieces, so we need to be conscious of that when we're tightening, okay? So we're nice and sturdy there. I'm going to give it just one little snug up on either side. Okay, that is not over tightening. We're good there now. So how this works here is you have these little tabs, okay? So you're going to put your bowl on canted slightly to the left, and then you're going to rotate it to the right, okay? And then these two screws that go in are what are going to keep it that way and keep these tabs holding on your toilet bowl. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. Now that we have the toilet on there, the pedestal, and it's nice and secure, we want to make sure we put this on. This is our secondary flange seal here, and that's going to make sure that your toilet holds water. Make sure you don't put it like this. You should put it like this. That's going to make sure your toilet can hold water. And when we put the toilet bowl on, which we're going to do now, we make sure that this won't dry out, because you want to be able to hold the water, a little bit of water in the toilet bowl, obviously for smells and for keeping this from drying out and leaking. Okay, so we have the toilet secure now, and we got these screws put in here at the bottom. We're going to go ahead and hook up the water lines here real quick. Super simple. You can use the existing water line coming in. Get that one out of the way. So if you did this right, your toilet will be lined up. Pardon my arms in the camera view here. Obviously, when you go to turn the water back on, check this. You don't want to go ahead and just turn your water back on and then go for a walk. Make sure you've got everything tightened up here and that you don't have any leaks. Again, you're dealing with plastic parts, okay? So this isn't stainless steel threaded like the one in your home might be, or you use a wrench. So we're just gonna get it nice and finger tightened on there, and that should be plenty. Again, check it to make sure. Existing hose pops on right here. So they're just gonna wiggle that on. Oh, before I do that, get a fresh clip. Came with some fresh clips, so we're gonna use those. I'm gonna slide it on right there first, get this started. And then, all right. And that should be nice and secure now. That seal ring on the inside. And the toilet opens. So there it is. Toilet is fixed, installed. Again, another overview. Down there below is where that nut is. We have these white caps that are actually should be put on there. So let me do that real quick. All right, there's your little white cap. All right. All right, so that's the toilet install. I hope it helps somebody out there. It's really not, I mean, when you're not trying to film it, it shouldn't take you more than 20 minutes. Have a couple towels next to you just in case you got water in the lines. And of course, when you turn the water back on, check it, flush it, fill the bowl up with water, let it sit in there for a second, make sure you don't have any leaks. And assuming that you've flushed it a couple times, filled the bowl up, there's nothing leaking from the hoses in the back, you should be good to go. And that's it for today. Talk to you soon. Bye.